again, Tracy here. Today I'm going to share with you a mini album I had made. I made this for my daughter's 21st birthday. She loves Alice in Wonderland. And this is also my design team project for enchantment, scrapbooking, and more. It's the penny farthing mini album, and I will point out the pieces to that kit as I go along. So with that kit, you get 5 pages of this 8x8 chipboard, and then you get other pieces along the way, and I'll show you those as we go. So like I said, this is for my daughter's 21st birthday gift, and her birthday was in February, so I'm a little late, but she helped me along with it after it was after I told her what I was doing. She kind of told me some other things she'd like in it, so that was okay. So we'll start with the charms, and I'm not sure if she's going to keep the charms, because at first she said she didn't want them on, but she hasn't seen these yet, so she'll decide later on. So I'll start with these. And what I did was I took one of the pocket watches, and then I made a deck of cards with some of the cards that I noticed that I just pulled that off. A deck of cards from the paper collection, and these were the 8x8 size paper collection, so they're pretty tiny. And I put a little bottle for the drink me, and I put a heart on there for the queen, to represent the queen. And these Scrabble letters or tiles, I bought them from Claudia, and we know her as the Krabby Crafter, and I bought them for my daughter, I think either Christmas or her last birthday. And she hasn't put them on a chain because she loves to look at them and keeps them at her computer. So like I said, I'm not sure if she's going to keep this on or not. So I put it on with one of the Tim Holtz swivel clasps so she can take it off if she wants. So let's get started with the front of the book. And here I used 2 pieces of paper, the same paper obviously, and I cut out the teapot, Alice, the caterpillar, and the cat, and I cut them out with the X-Acto knife, and then I also cut out the keyhole, and that was from the first piece of paper. And then the second one, I laid that flat on because I wanted to see the background here, and then I pop dotted these 4 elements up with really thick pop dots, and then the keyhole, I don't know if you can tell, but I popped it up just a little bit so it looks like they can go walk through the keyhole. So my daughter loves this so much that I think I might frame, I have a 12 by 12 piece, I think I might frame that for her room because that is just gorgeous paper. And my daughter liked the Alice in Wonderland. She loves the book, and she also likes the cartoon, the Disney one. So a lot of these elements are going to be from the cartoon, and a lot of the quotes we used are from the cartoon also. So here's the first page, and this is the girl from the penny farthing, and this is actually also the penny farthing itself. And what I did was I covered her with paper because she's just a silhouette. So I covered her with paper, and I drew out her dress and her apron and the folds, and then I colored it with my Copics. And then because it's a silhouette, it didn't have the arms, so I went through, and I have no idea where I got these from, but I was copying and making everything bigger and smaller to get the right size, and then colored up her arms with the Copic markers. And because she's wearing a riding hat, I made it into the Mad Hatter's hat. And then we put the little kitten on her lap, and here she is following the Mad Hatter. And sorry, not the Mad Hatter, the White Rabbit. And he's going into his little rabbit hole, and I like his little watch here, and I put a little chain on there as well. And then this page here, this circle page, this is one I just added the circle page. It didn't come with the kit, but this did here, the clock. It came with the kit. And we have some quotes around here. It says, after such a fall like this, I shall think nothing of tumbling down the stairs. So all through the book we have these little quotes, and in a way, like I said, it was good that it was late. We'll just say that, because my daughter helped me pick out some of her favorite quotes from the movie. And then also in the movie, I'm not sure about the book, I haven't read it, but Alice had said in her world all the books would be nothing but pictures. So I made this little tiny mini book here, and I just put in some pictures from the paper collection. Very tiny. And then Alice here is on a little wobble, and I used Distress embossing powder for the clock, and I liked it on this because it looks like sand and it feels like sand. And then the other side, oh, and this mirror here, this was actually a frame, and it had flowers on it. So I took the flowers off, they were dimensional, and then I painted it gold, and then I used some foil tape behind it so it looks like a mirror. And these are some of the things that she sees as she's falling down the hole. And then this next page is when she comes to the door, and we have Alice here, and she was just eating the cookie or drinking her drink because she's halfway growing here, or shrinking, whichever way you want to look at it. And this here is the cobblestone. This is from the Penny Farthing book, but I noticed that in the movie it had tile floors, and they were black and brown, so I wanted to make this look like tile floor, and I really like how it turned out. And then this here is a working door. I cut that out just with some thicker bookboard or chipboard, and if you look inside you can see a little bit of what's on the other side of the door. And then when you open it up, there's the rabbit in there. And then we go on to this side here, and every page is another step further into the movie. And this is where she meets Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and they tell them the story of the carpenter and the walrus and the oysters. And I wanted to put some pictures, some of my daughter's photography in here. She didn't really care if it had tags, and when I told her I was going to put her photography on there, she's like, don't put it in there. But you know what? It's my book. I made it. I'm giving it to her, but I made it, so I could make up my own rules, right? So this is another one of the Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and they're telling the story. And then here is one of my daughter's photography. My dad had made me this little fairy door, and it's out in my garden. So she took a picture of it, and I had to put it in here because there's a door over here Alice had to go through. And then the next one here, and I made these tags. I seen tags similar to this on something at Archivers. I bought them, but I didn't like how they were for the book, so I had to make my own. And here it is. She trusts the rabbit as she's following him. And here is a clock, which is also fitting for the book. And this was a clock we bought my daughter, I think, for her birthday last year. And then the last tag says dream, and Alice likes to dream. And then here is a photograph my daughter took. She took my key and one of my locks from our keyhole from one of my embellishments and taped it on her arm, and it says secret in there. So pretty creative my girls are with their photography. And then we'll go to the next page, and this is where Alice ran into the house and then ate a little cookie and grew big, and her foot came out the door, and here she is pushing the rabbit out. And then here is Bill that went flying out the chimney. So this one here is just more or less a decorative element. And the house here, this was another chipboard piece from, I think it was $1.50 find at Michael's. And then this is when she goes into the garden, and all the all the flowers are teasing her, and they said she's nothing but a common weed. And then here we are with the, what are they called? Bread and butterflies and rocking horse flies. I thought those were kind of fun. And then I just fussy cut the paper out and then made a couple tags. I don't have anything on the back. I figured she could, if she wants to put another picture in there, or if she wants to do some journaling or something. And here's another tag. And nothing on the back. And I just use these little tiny paper bags for the pockets. And then took some more papers and that from the paper collection. Just love this paper collection. And then here is the next page when she finds the caterpillar. And I can't just stick with one paper collection. I have no idea why. I found this. This is some old paper I had in my stash. And this says, "Who are you?" And there's Alice standing there looking at the caterpillar. And all these mushrooms, they were stamps that I had colored, or I'd stamped it and then made them larger and colored those up with Copics and I think some of my Stampin' Up! Markers. And then here's some more tags from the paper collection, and then this is just a little write-up that was in the movie, a little conversation they had. And then this one here is when she meets the Cheshire Cat, which is my daughter's favorite character. And up here it says, most everyone's mad around here. And then here is from the paper collection. And it has, this is the favorite, my daughter's favorite quote, favorite part in the book. And it's when the cat is explaining why he's mad. So I just photocopied this from the book and then shrunk it down to size so it would fit on the back of that tag. And then here is another one of my daughter's photography. This is my oldest daughter, Ashley, in the photo, and Heather took it and came up with the concept, and she put a nest in her hair. This is a year or so ago, and it just reminded me of when Alice went to, and Alice was in the forest and she grew big, and then she had that nest on her head, and the bird kept yelling, "Serpent, serpent." And then here's the second last page, and it's A Very Merry Birthday to You, when they were at the tea party. And this paper, he actually had a candy corn in his hand, and that was too Halloween-y for me. So what I did was I cut this out and I made it look like a cookie, and he took a bite out of it. And I love this paper, so I didn't want to cut it up, or I didn't want to cover it up, so I just made some little flaps here so it can open and close. So here is the one side of it, and that's from some other paper that I had off the internet. And here's the tag. And then this is another picture my daughter took, and those are little pieces of carpet, and she's running through on the carpet in the forest. And this reminded me of the part in the book when she found a trail and then the dog came and started erasing it. So I thought that was a neat picture for that, considering when she took these pictures she had no idea I was going to use them for this because they were all taken a couple years ago. And then this is another picture she took, and that's actually my fence. I cut little hearts out of my gates in my fence, and she took a picture through the heart. I thought that was kind of neat. And then some more quotes. And lastly is this last page here. And when I was almost finished, my daughter said she liked when I popped things up. So I popped everything up on this page. I popped up, fussy cut these out and popped them up. I popped up the rabbit, and this was a black and white picture. I think it came from, might have even came from the actual book. And so I fussy cut the hearts out and put red paper behind it because they were black in the picture. This was a black and white picture. I colored these all up. They were all black and white, and I used my Copics to color them up. And then here, the Queen and Alice, I popped those up. And then at the very end when she's running away and the cards are coming to get her, and I popped her up also. And then the very end of the book, and I don't know if I'm using my Bind It All right, because I swear they told you to put the ends at the back page, but then you have to go and flip every page over to shut it, to turn it over. And here is the back. Like I said, she loves the Cheshire Cat, and she loves when he says, "Can you stand on your head?" So that is why that one's on the back. So there you go. That is my design team project for enchantments, scrapbooking, and more. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Bye now.